Alright, hello, my name is Derek. This is my rebuttal video to Andrew's video on why states should not surrender their sovereignty. Uh, there were a lot of points that I agreed with the video. One of the points was how states, when given the option to choose whether or not to give up their sovereignty or to obey humanitarian law, uh, without a real enforcement, states will more than likely choose to either flat out ignore it or to resist uh, following humanitarian law. We see this already with states like the U.S. in the case with Nicaragua, when the U.S. was taken to court, consistently refused or resisted going to court for the situation that had happened, and then finally going to court, being guilty, and then ignoring the consequences and the ruling altogether. Uh, so that would only really leave the option of uh, enforcement for following humanitarian law. Uh, in this case, though, uh, as you mentioned, the uh, the more wealthier and more powerful states, even like the states that have like the higher populations, could end up uh, taking control of these states or taking control of this quote unquote humanitarian government or humanitarian government law enforcement, uh, being able to dictate what is and what isn't equitable or fair in the treatment of people. So what this would ultimately boil down to is this almost UN style uh, enforcement where each state has a vote in how human rights should be enforced. I would probably like something more akin to like the Security Council, but instead of there still being a few states that have permanent positions, and then several positions are rotated with like limited terms. I believe that there should be limited terms for every position, and every state should be able to go in and out of these positions, or at least have a chance to get in and out of these positions. This would promote states to think about their long-term relationships. They are going to want to provide aid wherever they can, prevent humanitarian crises from happening. In this situation, that something similar happens in their state, and they want to prevent atrocities from occurring in their state, or they may need aid in their state in the future. So they're going to want to be quote unquote on their best behavior, uh, so that way they can secure their standing in the international community, as well as securing trade relationships, improving relationships with other states, improving their standing in the international community. Uh, and then once those states have performed those humanitarian actions, once their term is up, then they'll be moved out, and another state will take their place. So then it's going to be a constant cycling of states. So that way, we don't get a position like, or a situation as you noted, where this humanitarian law is enforced, or this humanitarian government uh, is being held or being pushed primarily by the agendas of the more powerful states. Some of the states that you noted, actually, like the U.S., Russia, and China, I was kind of harrowing because, like, in my mind, I was already thinking about how those states already have a situation or a history of humanitarian crises and human rights offenses, so that would be pretty problematic. Uh, but then you also brought up the situation, or the proposal, or the criticism of who watches the Watchmen. So who would be the ones to check this humanitarian enforcement agency, this pseudo security council? It would be the other states I would propose. Uh, in order to uh, secure their own positions, they would have to answer to the criticisms of other states, just like how those states, once they get into those positions on the quote unquote Security Council, they would have to also answer to their criticisms because they want to secure uh, their own international reputation. Um, so yeah, that's my rebuttal video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good night. Thank you.